You're reporting your tips, you're paying your taxes, you're doing everything the IRS asks, and somehow it never occurred to anyone to tell you that the IRS has a credit worth up to $25,000 specifically tied to those tip wages. And most gig workers never claim a single dollar of it. Most people believe tips just mean more taxable income and a bigger tax bill. The data tells a different story. According to the IRS, billions of dollars in business tax credits go unclaimed every year because eligible filers simply don't know the rules exist. In the next 13 minutes, you're going to learn exactly what the FICA tip credit is, whether you qualify, how to calculate the number, and how to file for it, so you stop leaving your own money on the IRS's table. What the FICA tip credit actually is. Here's where most people's eyes glaze over, so stay with me, because this one is worth understanding. When customers tip your workers, or when customers tip you, the federal government still requires FICA taxes to be paid on those tips. FICA stands for Federal Insurance Contributions Act. It covers Social Security at 6.2% and Medicare at 1.45%, a combined 7.65% on every dollar of wages, including tips. Now here's the part the IRS doesn't advertise. Congress created a specific tax credit under Internal Revenue Code Section 45B to let employers in food and beverage businesses recover the FICA taxes they pay on tips above the federal minimum wage. The credit is dollar for dollar against your tax liability, not a deduction, a credit. That distinction matters enormously. A deduction reduces your taxable income. A credit reduces your actual tax bill dollar for dollar. If your credit is $8,000 and you owe $10,000 in taxes, you now owe $2,000. That's the power of a credit. The maximum potential credit runs up to $25,000 per year, depending on your payroll, your tip volume, and how much of those tips exceed the federal minimum wage floor. Your exact number will depend on your business size and how many tipped employees you have. But the ceiling is real, and most eligible filers never touch it. Who qualifies, and who gets cut out? The right move here is to run the qualification test before you get excited about the math. Let me give you that test clearly. The Section 45B FICA tip credit applies to employers in the food and beverage industry where tipping is customary. That is the core requirement. According to IRS guidance on Form 8846, eligible businesses include restaurants, bars, cafes, catering operations, and similar food service establishments. Now, where does the gig economy fit? This is where it gets specific. If you run a catering business as a sole proprietor or single-member LLC, you likely qualify. If you operate a food delivery service with employees, you may qualify. If you own a food truck with staff, same answer. The key word in all of these is employees, because the credit reimburses the employer's share of FICA taxes paid on employee tip wages. Here's the honest cut. If you are a solo gig worker with no employees, a DoorDash driver, a solo Instacart shopper, or an independent delivery contractor, the Section 45B credit in its traditional form does not apply to you directly because you are not paying employer-side FICA on anyone else's tips. You are both the worker and the business. Your own self-employment tax covers both sides. However, and this is critical, if you have even one part-time tipped employee in a food service context, the credit opens up. And if your freelance or gig business involves operating a food and beverage establishment with staff, even at small scale, you are leaving real money unclaimed. Your filing status as a sole proprietor or S-corp does not disqualify you. Your business structure matters less than whether you have tipped employees in a qualifying industry. One more cut. The credit applies specifically to tips above what would be required to pay employees the federal minimum wage. As of 2025, the federal minimum wage sits at $7.25 per hour, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. Tips that bring an employee to exactly $7.25 don't generate a credit. Tips above that floor are where your credit lives. How to calculate the credit amount. Once you know you qualify, the math is straightforward. Here's how to run it. Start with your total tipped employee wages for the year. Subtract the amount you would have paid to bring those employees to federal minimum wage, $7.25 per hour as of 2025. If tip income had not been part of the equation, the remaining figure is your excess tip pool. Multiply that number by 7.65%, which is the combined employer FICA rate. That final number is your Section 45B credit. Let me put real numbers on this. Say you run a small catering operation as a sole proprietor. You have 3 part-time servers. Together, they work 5,000 hours during the year. At $7.25 per hour, minimum wage for those hours would total $36,000, $250. Now say those employees actually earned $60,000 in total wages including tips. The excess tip pool is $60,000 minus $36,250, which equals $23,750. Multiply $23,750 by 7.65% and you get approximately $1,817 in credits. That's a modest example. Scale the operation. More staff, more hours, higher tip volume, and the number climbs fast. Restaurants with full staffs can hit that $25,000 ceiling. For a small catering or food service freelance business with a handful of tipped employees, credits in the $2,000 to $8,000 range are realistic. Your exact figure depends on your payroll, your hours, and your tip volume. Run your own numbers. One important note, the wages you use to calculate this credit cannot also be deducted as a business expense on Schedule C or your business return. The IRS does not let you double dip. You either deduct the wage or use it to calculate the credit. In almost every case, taking the credit beats taking the deduction, because the credit reduces your tax bill dollar for dollar, while the deduction only reduces taxable income at your marginal rate. My take, take the credit. How to claim it. Form 8846 walkthrough. The credit lives on IRS Form 8846, officially titled Credit for Employer Social Security and Medicare Taxes Paid on Certain Employee Tips. It is a one-page form. Do not be intimidated by it. Here is how you file it. Line 1 asks for the total tips your employees received that were subject to FICA. Line 2 asks for the tips that would have been needed just to meet the federal minimum wage. You calculate this based on hours worked and the $7.25 floor. Line 3 is the excess tips. Line 1 minus line 2. Line 4 applies the 7.65% FICA rate to line 3. That is your tentative credit. Form 8846 then flows into Form 3800, the General Business Credit. The General Business Credit is the aggregator form. It pulls together multiple business credits and calculates how much can be applied against your current year liability. If your credit exceeds your current year tax liability, the unused portion can be carried back 1 year or carried forward up to 20 years, according to IRS Publication 334. If you file as a sole proprietor, this flows through Schedule C and then onto your Form 1040. If you operate as an S-Corp or partnership, the credit passes through to the owners on Schedule K1. Your filing structure changes the paperwork path, not the credit itself. I help freelancers figure out the money side of going solo, and this form is one of the most underused tools I see in food and beverage gig businesses. The form is not complex. The barrier is awareness. And now you have it, stacking this with your other freelance deductions. This credit does not exist in a vacuum. The right move is to treat it as one piece of a complete tax reduction strategy. If you are running a food service or catering business, you are almost certainly eligible for other deductions that compound the benefit. Under Section 162 of the Internal Revenue Code, ordinary and necessary business expenses are fully deductible. That includes ingredients, equipment, vehicle mileage for deliveries, and business insurance. If you work from a dedicated home office to manage your catering or food service business, Section 280A allows a home office deduction, either the simplified method at $5 per square foot up to 300 square feet, or the actual expense method if your home office percentage is higher. The IRS simplified method caps at $1,500 per year. If your actual expenses are higher, calculate both and take the bigger number. On top of that, as a self-employed business owner, you can deduct 100% of your self-employment tax, specifically the employer equivalent half, as an above-the-line deduction on Schedule 1 of your Form 1040, according to IRS Publication 334 for 2024. That deduction reduces your adjusted gross income directly, which can affect your eligibility for other credits and deductions depending on your income level. And if your net self-employment income after deductions is below $182,050 as a single filer in 2025, you likely qualify for the Section 190A Qualified Business Income Deduction, up to 20% of your net self-employment income. That threshold changes if you file jointly. Stack the FICA tip credit with Section 199A and the SC tax deduction, and a small food service freelance business can dramatically cut its effective tax rate. The data is clear. Most gig workers in food service are overpaying because they are using one tool when they should be using 4. Claim everything you are entitled to. I'm not a licensed CPA or financial advisor. This is general education for freelancers, not personalized advice. If you made it this far, you now know more about the FICA tip credit than most tax preparers bother to explain to their small business clients. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And speaking of things the IRS lets new freelancers claim, Next week, we're digging into startup cost deductions. If you launched your freelance business in 2025 or you're planning to in 2026, the IRS will let you deduct up to $5,000 in startup costs in your first year. I'll show you exactly how to claim it and what counts. Drop a comment below with the freelance tax or money question you want me to tackle next. I read everyone and build upcoming videos around what you're actually asking. If you use tax software to file your freelance return, I'll have a link below to the tools I personally use. This video may contain affiliate links. I only recommend tools I use personally.